Gina Schreck here at Social Connects, and we are going to talk about activities. Can we chat about activity levels? Can we talk about commitment levels? Can we talk about your activity as it relates to your goals and the success that you want to achieve? Last week, I was at a conference, and there was somebody who we were chatting about I had to get a blog post up, and we were talking about lead magnets that we had created. And she said to me, "You work too much." She goes, "Oh my gosh, you work too hard. You're working too much." And it kind of threw me back. Number one, she doesn't know how hard I work or how many hours I put in. She was basing that on the output that she saw. So based on my blogs, based on my lead magnets, and what I realized was, I think I don't work enough. I came back fired up, and I do put in a lot of hours. I write a blog post every week. I create lead magnets constantly, looking at which ones convert and which ones don't, and run Social Connect. So I run a digital marketing agency, and it was interesting. I started thinking about this, and it really got me fired up because I thought it is all about our activity level. It's all about, I hear so many people say, "Oh, I would do anything to have a successful business," or "if I could just build a successful business." And my thing is, you can do all that, but you have to be willing to do more than your competitors are doing. You have to be willing to work harder than your competitors are working, and you have to be willing to learn more than your competitors learn about your industry and about your topic. And I thought, that's the key, is really, we kind of have gotten into this, not a rut, but almost a routine of, we create our SMART goals at the beginning of the year. And the SMART goals, let's see, it was specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Well, number one, I think we need to throw that whole formula away, because you need goals that are not realistic. You need goals that are bigger than reality, bigger than realistic. You need to go bigger, because when we set realistic goals and then we kind of barely meet them, and we do the activity that needs to be done to just get here, obviously they weren't big enough. You need to have goals so big that you're exhausted trying to get all of that done. Hey everyone, and you want to set goals that are so high that you have to stretch yourself and you have to skip watching television. You have to, yes, I'm saying it right here. You have to skip watching television, and you have to do the work that needs to be done. And I'm telling you, if you want to successfully market your business, it is a lot of work. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, "Oh, passive income. You just sit back and rest on your sofa and watch television and you're going to have income coming in." No, if you want income coming in, you have to do the work first. You have to work harder than everyone else in your industry, because you've got to create content. You've got to get out there and produce videos, and it's not hard. I mean, this is so simple. We click our laptop and we're on video, or we get our phones and we're on video. You have to start thinking of content. Create more content, because I look at it and say we have three things. We want to actually do more than other people are doing. We want to learn more than other people are learning. And then we want to help our audience more than other people are helping them. So before you just put out boring content, you need to think of, is this really helpful? Is this going to help my audience achieve what they're here to achieve? And if you have those goals in mind, then that's going to help you produce better content than you had in the past, because you're going to start thinking differently about, is this really helpful? I was just on a conversation with someone, and we were talking about, we keep creating oatmeal content, is what I call it. And I wrote a blog post last week. So Social Connects, if you look at our blog, you'll see this post about oatmeal. And oatmeal is warm and wonderful, and it's delicious at times if we put enough brown sugar and raisins. But it's also bland. And we need to get out of that type of content and ask ourselves, is my content really helpful to people? Is it interesting enough to encourage people to want to consume my content. And if it's not, then we need to do more work when we plan our content, really put some time and thought into that as we're creating that. And again, I think it comes back to our activity levels. We tend to do what needs to be done to achieve those realistic goals that were set at the beginning of the year. And I'm saying throw those away and look at what are the big, giant, huge goals that we want to dream of achieving. And maybe at the beginning of the year, you set one of those goals and you thought, well, that's not very realistic. So let me make my goal smart by bringing it down to this level. And here's what I want to achieve. And that means if I can just write one blog post a month, or if I can just learn how to do a video or Facebook Live sometime this quarter, you have to stop that thinking and you have to say every week you get content created. Turn that video camera on. Don't wait and plan for perfection. Get the video on and start providing helpful content to your audience, and you're going to see a difference. You're going to see your activity levels will start matching the results that you're going to produce. I think we want these great results in our lives, but then we want to also sit back and watch television all day or all night. And we want to achieve these great results, or these people who tell me, I wish I had a successful business. Well, people say I'm willing to do anything. I would give anything. Okay? Here's what you need to give. Give your time and do the work that needs to be done. I'm on a rant here, but you have to bear with me. It's for our own good. We need to get fired up every day and say, what can I do today that my competition is unwilling to do? What is the activity level that I'm going to operate at, producing content, helpful information, tips, resources, lead magnets, blog posts, videos, that my competition is still drawing out the plans and outlines on how to do it. I'm telling you, I run a coaching program, and we have a group of people in this coaching program, and there's only a small percentage who show up and do the work all the time. We always say we're going to get things done, and we wish we could build this business, but yet we're not willing to do the work. So I'll get off my rant here, and I'm going to challenge you. I want to hear from you in the comments area here. What's something you're going to do? You're going to get fired up, and you're going to do something different to increase your activity level. Get your activity generating at a higher level, and I'm guaranteeing you're going to see greater results on every front that you operate on, whether that's your personal life, your business life, your spiritual life. Increase that activity level. Commit to doing more than what you've been doing. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with that. And if you're still saying, I just don't know what kind of content to create, then you obviously haven't joined our 15-day challenge. I created this 15 days of sending, every day you get an email with a prompt. Here's something you create a blog post or a video about every day for 15 days. Now you don't have to post them every day. Maybe you do it every other day, or maybe you take 15 days and now you've got several weeks worth of content. But if you haven't, I'm going to put the link in here, but it's just socialconnects.com/15-day content challenge. It's, I know it's too long. 15-day content challenge, and then there's hyphens and there's look for the link in here. I'll put it as soon as we're done. But if you are saying you don't know what content to create, to produce higher activities of content, that'll help you. 15 prompts every day. It's a challenge for you. Create this type of content. Answer this question in a piece of content. And again, it could be video, it could be written content, it could be a podcast. It's up to you. So I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear and cheer you on as you get this activity level up and start pumping out more content for your audience, and you will see that turn into success for your business. Okay. I can't wait to connect.